Well, good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Give me a follow on X at green_Jericho and like and subscribe to my new channel, Green's House. We just hit over 3,000 subs. I appreciate that. But on, excuse me, but on to 5,000. So, we all know that Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare, the politician who went horizontal so her career can go vertical, is not black. And it doesn't even matter. I wouldn't care what color she is. But the problem is you're lying. You're allowing people to lie for you. You're lying by omission because you're not correcting them. You're letting people run around and call you this strong black woman and the first black whatever, the first bliggity black, and you're not correcting them. You're not telling the truth. I've told this story before when I worked at Trader Joe's. I'm trying to tell you a story. When I worked at Trader Joe's and one of the ladies I work with came up to me and she was like, "Oh, I heard you're in the Navy. You were a Navy SEAL." And I couldn't help but start laughing. But I could have let people run around thinking that I was a Navy SEAL, but that's fucking ridiculous. So I told them the truth. No, I was a regular sailor. I was not a SEAL. That would have been cool, but that's not what happened. And that's what Kamala's doing. Kamala is not correcting people when they say she's black, when they call her black. She's not correcting them and saying, "No, I'm not black, I'm Indian." But Candace Sherlock Holmes Owens is on the case. Don't worry, Americans, because she had a whole bunch of information. I will put a link to her video in the description box. She broke that shit down. She said, all this talk about Kamala being black, I decided to pause everything and do a deep dive into this. And oh, she dove deep. She had a picture of Kamala and her alleged grandmother, who at the time of the photo would have been 39 years old. And the woman did not look 39. She looked 69 years old, but not 39 years old. And come to find out, the woman she claimed, she wrote a book in 2019, the woman she claimed to be her grandmother actually died before she was born. So who the hell was the lady she took the picture with? And it very well could have been some random Jamaican that she pulled aside for a picture, because in the picture, Kamala, you can tell she's like probably in her early 20s. It's probably late 80s, early 90s, judging by her fashion. And the woman, they're standing next to each other, but they're not embracing each other. We all have a grandma. I wish everybody had the chance to have a really kind grandmother. I know some people's grandmas are old mean bitches, but I hope most grandmas are kind older ladies. I'm so glad that my children have two kind grandmothers. But if it's a grandmother that you love, who you have a great relationship with, you're going to, in a picture, you're going to hug each other. You're going to have your arm around her, hers around you. You're close together. Your faces are close together. You're giving her a kiss. There's going to be some type of affection. There was none. It looked like she was standing next to a stranger. Kamala Harris, and she dove into her parents, her father's lineage, her mother. Well, not really. She didn't really go into her mother's lineage because we know her mother's Indian. But she really dove into her father's because that's where her blackness is supposed to come from. And you look at a picture of her dad, and he's a quarter black at best. And look at Kamala. She doesn't look black. She has no black features. Black folks have usually full lips and a wider nose. White folks have thinner lips and a more narrow nose. That's the huge. Kamala doesn't have that. She has a very European looking nose. Her nose is not wide. Her nose is narrow. Her hair. She is not a black woman. She's an Indian and Irish woman. That's another thing. Her dad came from Irish slavers. Irish people who owned slaves. Isn't that a bad thing? Shouldn't she be canceled? Don't they do retro canceling? Oh, your parents or your you came from slavers, you should be canceled. None of that shit. because that's their golden girl. And I don't mean the hilarious sitcom from the 80s. That's their girl. That's the one who's supposed to take them to the promised land and give them another 4 years at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue so she can do no wrong. But check this shit out. And more importantly, show it to somebody who thinks that Kamala Harris is fucking black. You're not. Why would you even say that? Why would you allow people to call you something that you're not? Be who you are. Be proud of who you are. Don't be in a completely different race because it benefits you. Or at least be claim to be a different race because it benefits you. You're an Indian Irish woman. Yes, that's an unusual mix. You don't see a lot of Irish Indians. Hey, laddie, what are you going to do with all that lamb vindaloo, buddy? Buddy. What? I am a leprechaun, buddy. That shit is so stupid, Kamala. Be who you are. It's okay if you're an Indian lady. I know being black scores you more points in this game of color that we're forced to play, but you are what you are. It's all right. That's why she never claims her blackness. She lets other people call her black. She lets other people claim that she's this black woman, but you notice Kamala never says it herself because she can't. That's going to piss off her Indian family. So you won't hear her say, I am a black woman. She'll never say that shit because she's not. So check out Candace's video. It's very informative. If you know anything about Candace Owens, when she gets on a topic or some kind of conspiracy, she don't fuck around. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to X. Give me a follow at Green_Jericho. I am Jericho Green. And man, I'm out.